If she gave herself to him within hours but made you wait for months. It was never about timing. It wasn't about respect, or morals, or values. It was about how she saw you. The truth is, the moment she met you, you didn't lose because you lacked value. You lost because she could read you instantly. You were like an open book with no mystery, no spark, no tension to explore. She didn't have to think. She felt it, and that instant feeling placed you in a box faster than you could imagine. The painful truth? You were never in the category you thought you were. Not because you said the wrong thing, but because your energy revealed everything before your words ever did. You came hoping to impress. He came with nothing to prove. And that difference, she felt it. This isn't about blaming her. It's about awakening you. You're not here to feel better, you're here to see clearly. Because once you understand this truth, rejection will never feel like a loss again. It becomes a signal, a mirror, showing what must shift if you ever want to be seen differently. Let's go deeper. 1. The unspoken rule. She doesn't need 3 dates to know who you are. She doesn't need candlelit dinners or long conversations under the stars. She sees you before you say a single word, not with her eyes, but with her instinct. Your presence tells her everything. Your tone, your posture, your silence. They hand her the full script. Within seconds, she decides where you belong. Not consciously, not fairly, but instantly. There are only 3 boxes. First, the man she sleeps with when she craves a rush. Something raw, something alive. Second, the provider, the one she leans on for comfort and stability. Third, the friend, safe, soft, harmless, but never desired. And here's what most men never understand. You can't climb your way up. You can't earn your way into a new box with patience or gifts or effort. Once she's decided, your role is set. You become the background, polite, predictable, invisible. You thought effort would change her mind. It doesn't, because attraction isn't logical, it's instinctual. It's perception, and perception happens in an instant. Now ask yourself, which box are you in? 2. The 3 male categories. There are 3 roles a man can play in her world, and only one of them ignites true passion. The first is the wild card. He's bold, unpredictable, a little dangerous. He doesn't seek approval, he stirs emotion. He doesn't flatter, he teases. He carries tension in his silence, confidence in his stillness. When he walks into a room, something shifts. She feels him before she understands why. He wakes up something primal. And when it feels that real, she doesn't wait. The second is the stable one. Kind, reliable, predictable. She might imagine a peaceful life with him, but never a night she can't forget. She tells her friends, he's sweet, but her body never aches for him. She delays intimacy not because she's cautious, but because there's no urgency. And then, the third, the emotional mule. He listens, he supports, he gives endlessly, he pays, he waits, he hopes, but what he receives isn't passion, it's politeness. Not craving, just comfort. He becomes her diary, not her desire. He holds her tears while she runs to someone else. If you've been there, now you know the role you unconsciously accepted. There are 3 types of men. The only question is, which one have you been? 3. Sexual chemistry versus emotional safety. Lust doesn't wait. It doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't need logic or lists. If she feels it, she moves. If she doesn't, no amount of kindness will change her mind. The man she sleeps with quickly didn't prove anything. He didn't earn it. He didn't ask. He simply was. There was a quiet pull in his presence. A spark in his energy that made her body say, yes, before her mind could argue. You, on the other hand, showed up safe, caring, available. She smiled. She thanked you, but she didn't feel it. Because safety without spark is comfort, not craving. You did everything right. You listened. You cared. You stayed. But desire isn't built like trust. It's not a slow burn. It's a flash, an ignition. And if it doesn't happen early, you'll spend months chasing a fire that never existed. You weren't rejected because you weren't enough. You were rejected because her body never reacted. And that's the part no one ever tells you. 4. Why the nice guy is used, ignored, and left dry. The nice guy doesn't fail because he's kind. He fails because he's desperate. He gives what no one asked for. He buys gifts to earn emotion. He texts first, again and again, and grows bitter when she stays silent. But she never asked. She didn't reject your kindness. She rejected the pressure behind it. It wasn't generosity. It was a plea. You weren't used. You were dismissed. You kept showing up, kept offering, kept hoping she'd see your worth. But she saw it, and decided it wasn't what she wanted. She told herself you were just a friend. But friends don't pay rent. Friends don't obsess over her stories. Friends don't wait in silence for months hoping to be chosen. You weren't her friend. You were her cushion, her fallback, her emotional safety net, a man she could lean on, but never lean into. And she never respected that. Not because you were weak, but because you gave yourself away without being asked. That's not love. That's self-betrayal. And deep down, you always knew it. 5. The psychology of female filtering. You think attraction is about money, height, or the perfect text, but it's not. She doesn't remember your car, your salary, or your clever lines. She remembers how you made her feel. The men she chooses quickly don't always look better, they feel different. They move differently, speak differently, they leave a mark. They carry tension in their voice. They pause when they speak. They move with calm certainty. That unsettles her, and that's what draws her in. Because mystery creates friction. Friction creates curiosity. And curiosity breaks her logic. You're talking about goals. He leans in and says nothing. Yet she feels it, not in her head, but in her spine. 6. How money, texting, and compliments work against you. If she isn't drawn to you, stop trying to buy her interest. The more you give, the less she feels. A compliment too soon, she rolls her eyes. Pay too early, you become the provider. Text nonstop, you make her the center of a world she hasn't earned a place in. You think generosity builds attraction. It doesn't, it only amplifies what's already there. Without desire, your kindness feels like a transaction. And women don't fall for trades, they fall for tension. They give themselves to the man who feels unpredictable, not the one who makes sense. You're not losing because you're bad. You're losing because you're predictable. You're safe, too safe. She doesn't want to be bought. She wants to be moved. And you can't move someone whose body feels nothing when you enter the room. 7. Stoic seduction. The art of flirting without trying to. Flirting isn't about being funny or smooth. It's about energy, a calm confidence mixed with playful stillness. Speak slowly, look her in the eye, say less, pause more. You're not flirting to win. You're observing, reading her rhythm. You're not chasing reactions, you're creating tension. If she leans in, reward her with warmth. If she steps back, fade without resistance. No drama, no proving, no begging for validation. You don't shout your value, you radiate it. When she can't decode you, her mind spins, her body tunes in, because mystery makes people feel. Desire is born in the unknown, not the obvious. 8. The energy first rule. Before you give your time, your money, or your heart, spark her curiosity. Never invest in someone who hasn't leaned in first. Attraction isn't built by effort, it's built by impact. Let her feel your energy before you offer your attention. Let her want you before you pursue her. You're not here to audition. You're not trying to be chosen. You are the prize. Act like it. You weren't rejected because you lacked value. You were rejected because your energy never stirred her. She slept with him not because he pushed, or begged, or performed, but because he simply existed, calm, unbothered, grounded. His frame was stronger than hers. You thought effort would make her choose you. It never did, because this was never about effort. It's about frequency. You've been broadcasting need. He broadcast stillness. And that's the law. Change your energy. And her response changes with it. No tactic will override this truth. No strategy can fake it. Stop chasing women who already labeled you. Stop performing for those who never felt you. Instead, become a presence so powerful that even your silence makes her wonder who you really are. She doesn't choose based on what you offer. She chooses based on how you make her feel. Make her feel, or be forgotten. If this opened your eyes, tap that like button and subscribe to Stoicism Drive. Comment below. What part of this truth hit you the hardest? And what will you change starting today? Let's build a generation of men who are calm, grounded, and unshakable, not because they try, but because they embody presence. See you in the next video.